And greetings, travelers.
Greetings, travelers. We are in mythical March. In case you're wondering what that looks like live.
That's how it works. And I have no idea what to expect every time that comes on. So this is pretty crazy, gang. It seems to be working.
Yay.
So I'm happy with this. I'm hoping it's recording, but that's where we're at. So fingers crossed, Beau. So, oh my gosh, Patreons, you should be able to, or patrons should be able to chat with us on the YouTube chat, and it should pop up live for us. I don't know how quick, I don't know how accurate we'll be, but we will do our best. I have way too much power here. This is crazy. You guys have given me all the things so I can do things like that. Look at that.
Mark. This is why we're going to take this away from you and give it to Beau as soon as humanly possible.
Yes.
That's why we can't have nice things at times.
But this is our first ever live listener questions for our patrons on our Patreon. Now, this will be available as an audio episode later for our usual channel, so don't feel like you're missing too much. But if you were here live, you'd be having a lot more fun and you'd be able to chat with us and all that. So
Yes.
Very cool. That said, oh my gosh, we have gotten tons of listener questions since our last one, and we were saving them for this, and we thought we were going to be doing this a month ago, but then, the world kind of got a little crazy with us doing how many conventions in the last 8 weeks? 6?
A lot. And we're actually going to be at the Georgia Bigfoot Convention this Friday and Saturday. I think Saturday's the open to the public part. Am I correct on that?
Right? Friday night is the VIP like get together and stuff. So it's kind of like a meet and greet dinner, and then they're doing a Bigfoot roundtable as well. But then Saturday is the big event. That's where we'll be speaking, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. So
yes, you get both Erika and Mark, which is sometimes I have Mark and Carrie not take me because I want to leave all of you wanting, or I already booked something, which is probably more likely the case, and that's what happens.
That seemed to be what happened the most part. So
it's kind of exploded for us. We've had a lot of people ask us to be at things, and we had other things, so we are trying to cover all of the things.
We're actually having to turn stuff down because we're already booked at other things now, that's a new experience for me. I'm not used to that.
I am, because I'm kind of a big deal, Mark. I don't know.
But for those of you joining us live, this is my secret bunker lair, and Beau is in outer space on the ISS. It looks like so.
We're good. It's fine.
Yeah. But that's all right. So, but without further ado, I think we need to jump in because we got so many questions that this is going to be the whole shebang here. And then if you have any questions you want to jump in, patrons, please, drop them in the chat and we'll try to get to them.
Yes. Do you want to start, Mark, or do you want me to start?
Okay, I can start with the first one.
Okay, go for it.
Sounds good. So I woke up this morning and there was a half full glass of water on my counter. I did not make said glass of water. I am alone in my home. I do not sleepwalk or take sleep aids. What could this mean? Melissa?
This means you need to burn your house down and leave. That's what this means. Nope. We're starting with the first. Nope. I literally got chills. No, thank you.
Oh my gosh. So right off the bat, my thought is that maybe you have a remnant, a stone tape. Somebody just used to take a drink of water and put it on the side bed and go to bed. Is that the same furniture that was there before? Or is that the same glasses from somebody who lived there before? Did you recognize the glass?
I thought you needed a glass of water.
Maybe it's being nice.
Ghost. They might be like, you're dehydrated. Here's some water.
You've been watching Angel, right, Erika?
Yes.
Cordelia's Phantom Dennis.
I would love to have Phantom Dennis, which we will talk about more in the future. But still, Melissa, thank you for writing in. Our best guess is probably something a little.
Yeah, I would say unless it escalates into something, water is a common first step in in a haunting. That is one thing the water faucets turn on, or people notice drippings or hear a dripping or something like that. So there's a lot of symbolism with water. So but I think, honestly, I think you just have a remnant that, put a water glass there. So, all right.
Yes. I will also just throw in, if it turns to food, you may want to go in the direction of Faye. If it goes that route versus other things. Anyway, nothing bad though. Okay, here we go. So something really strange happened to my husband the other day. Oh, well, that's starting off well. He happened to be looking out the window when he saw a car with out-of-state plates pull into the driveway. An Indian woman got out, turned in circles 3 times, then got back into the car and drove away. When he told me, I immediately did a protection spell, but it struck me as very odd and not in a good way. Any thoughts on what her intentions could have been? Anonymous. Oh, I don't like that either. Oh. So the only problem with this is she says Indian, and I don't know if she means
Native American or I honestly am gonna go more of India, because there is a simple ritual that you can do. This was something I learned from a friend of mine, that she said that when they get lost, they can do that where they basically turn 3 times and it reorients them so that they can find their way. It's, it's the power of 3 and all that. It translates all over the world.
I hope every male person listening to that, as to one of the things you can do when you're not actually looking at the directions.
Well, there you go.
That makes sense. I mean, if she was lost maybe down the road or something and just went, here's a house, it's a safe place to stop, I'll do this turnaround instead of in the middle of the road.
Yep. Might have even noticed the protection that you already have in the area and said, oh, this is a safe space. Might have felt, been drawn to the energy there. So interesting. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say is, good for you to do some protection just to be safe. But I don't think there was any harm or intent there. I think that
doesn't sound like something bad.
Moving on. Thank you, Anonymous.
Here we go.
Okay. All right. Okay, travelers, hear me out. I like that's a good start. I moved into my house over 6 months ago. Since moving here, we never experienced anything weird until my man's father passed away. Now our shampoo bottles fly off the window ledge, and that's happened like 5 times. An iPad got thrown off the table. The TV turns on and off whenever it wants. My daughter stopped mid-convo to tell me that there was a man walking in the backyard. Things move all the time. Water bottles, full trash bags, bath toys. We've also had a few of my daughter's toys randomly go off with a shimmer noise, or a dog that said, hello, would you like to play with me? Then we all said it was weird, and it laughed and said, I'll hide, you seek. Yeah.
No.
We all get chills. There's so many random things that make me feel we are not alone. Any advice, Tabby? Wow, Tabby.
Oh, Tabby.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there.
There is, but I'm going to go a different direction than I bet you think I'm going to go.
Okay, I'm waiting for your take, and then I'm going to give mine. So
okay, so there is some communication that the dad has unfinished. That's what my gut is that there's an upset. And because remember, I had a similar situation with a ghost, Kathy, believe it or not.
Right.
When we had somebody come visit us and she wasn't happy they were there. She was knocking all the shampoo bottles down and doing very similar things. So my guess would be that there is a communication that is not done correctly. Like there's something unsaid. That is my guess. And then secondary to that is burn the house down and move. Okay. That's it. Those are my two.
Okay. Yeah. No, my thought immediately is, that sounds like a poltergeist, classic poltergeist stuff where it's just lashing out, throwing stuff and acting up. The electronics tend to get interacted with these type of spirits, where things get a little wonky, things get a little crazy. Things don't always chat through, what they're supposed to. So you get weirder messages from the toys. It could also just be, honestly, some electronics issues, but the stuff flying off the shelves immediately makes me go, okay, it's a different step. So,
there's a talking dog, Mark.
It was a talking dog toy, I'm assuming. So if that was an actual talking dog that said, hello, would you like to play with me? Call, World's Amazing Animals and get on National Geographic, because that's awesome. If you need a team to come investigate, I'm sure we can find one for you. Just let us know where you're at. And I've got contacts all over the world, and we'd be happy to help. But
talk to it. Tell it it needs to stop doing these things. And if you want, we could get a team that maybe can have somebody that can perceive what it's actually trying to say or, communicate. That is my guess, because all of these things, although annoying and kind of weird, are not really that harmful in the great scheme of life. Yeah. I still would move, but that's just me.
So just you put on the sign, definitely not haunted. 100%.
Yeah, I would just employ whatever ghost realtor we're eventually going to find.
I'm serious. We do need to come up with that. I think that's that would be fun. So honestly, oh my gosh! All right, your turn, Erika.
Okay, thank you, Tabby, so much.
Thank you, Tabby, for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, but the other thing you may want to do is set boundaries. I didn't say that, but set boundaries. Yeah, that's a good call. And tell it what is okay and not okay. And make sure your kids know how to do that as well.
Yep.
Just in case, because Mark says this all the time. A lot of times we think, our kids would tell us if blah, blah. No.
They know they'll be ridiculed too, and they don't want that. So
so let them know what they can do. Okay, next one. Oh, this is a big one.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh no, I already hate the first line of this thing. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So do you all know anything about sinister presences getting attached to either you or someone you know?
Yes.
Yes.
Next question.
Here we go.
Wait, there's more.
I already got the heebie-jeebies, Mark. There we go. I know I have someone, a young 20-something male attached to me. He does not like me or my wife. It is quite often that we will go to bed and wake up the next morning with our office chair swiveled around towards our bed like someone is sitting in it watching us. But one morning, my wife woke up uneasy and she told me she saw a man sitting in the chair last night and that he had really bad energy. Oh my gosh, I don't like this. Okay. Okay. I nervously asked if he had short blonde hair and she nodded. She added he was wearing a nicer suit, which is what I recall him wearing too. I've seen this man several times, either in the corner of my eye or in my dreams since I was a young age. He follows me wherever I move and has a very sinister energy to him. Occasionally, I get a whiff of rotting meat when I feel his presence strongly. How do I fix this issue? It really freaks me out. When I have been alone in my house on the phone with my wife and she occasionally asks who's with me, stating she can hear a male voice in the background when I'm completely alone. Liz, now
we did have something similar to this before.
Liz, my friend, we need to get you some assistance because yes, we believe, yes, we've seen this before, but Mark and I are not trained at how to resolve this issue. No, but you need to get help. The Sigil Witch, who was on our show, might be somebody you could reach out to.
Serenity Jenny, Dave Spanks.
Yes.
Phyllis Cesar's finally on the mend. She might be able to help too. Some of these folks can do it, virtually. Literally can help, just over the phone and stuff.
But this is what I recommend immediately. Oh, because this is attached to you and not a place. First of all, I'm a firm believer in ghost cosplay. I've talked about this many times. I don't feel like there's little children ghosts. I feel there are ghosts that are being little children at the time you're perceiving them. So whatever this thing is, and it sounds really, really gnarly, you need to set some intentions and some barriers and whatever does that for you, whether or not you want to like burn some sweetgrass, which is one thing that's talked about to cleanse the space. Put a broom in front of your door. Is it selenite? I think it was selenite.
Selenite is
Selenite
very
put in
common.
the four corners, which is a crystal that you can get. Like, I would start setting up your space, and you need to put that intention there, and almost like the best way I can describe it is sort of blast that intention out from you and your wife, imagining it in whatever form you want to imagine it. I tend to imagine mine in a very crystalline, glittery, unicorn-looking force field is what mine looks like when I'm generating it for myself, mainly because I like glitter and I like unicorns and I like force fields. So that's what I imagine. But I think you need to put an intention like that and start making it very clear to whatever this is that it doesn't have the option to hang with you. That is what I suggest.
Yeah, you basically want to go in and say, set the ground rules. This is my space. Please, you are not welcome here. You're not, being part of our space. We need you to disappear. We go away, please. But once you start that, you are escalating it. You are going to cause some things. So that's why we would recommend getting some help. Reach out to those that can do this. If you feel comfortable, reach back out to us here and we can reach out for you to a local team. We would just need a little more information because we need to know exactly what we're doing, who we're sending, and all that, because travel is the thing. But
you need to be Gandalf with the demon, the Balrog. That's it. None shall pass.
Yeah,
that's really what you got to do. Is the none shall pass. But reach out to us so we can see if we can get a team to come out and help you, because this sounds super gnarly, and you've got to, usually from what Serenity Jenny and the other witches have told us, you got to unwind why it's there to unstick.
Yeah, that's definitely some craziness. So
yeah.
All right. Wow. That we are off to a start here.
So you guys never fail to creep me the hell out. So thank you very much, Travelers.
All right. I like this next one. Starts witching hour and has a cute little star emoji. Anyone else wake up every night at 3 a.m.? The veil is so thin, so of course everyone comes to visit me. Seeking and talking to spirits is truly magical, but they come to me whether I like it or not and always wake me up every night. Every is capital there. Sienna. Wow. All right. So do I wake up at 3 a.m.? Yes, a lot.
Me too.
But I am a 53-year-old epileptic, and that's usually time for me to hit the bathroom. But wow. But yeah, there
Way to
are
make that magical, Mark.
Hey, it just, but I've always woken up around that time. Agreed. It is the witching hour for a reason. That is when, some people, they call it the devil's hour in police circles, because that's when they get the most calls for action and stuff like that, when, robberies and worse occur. So that time period is, the veil is thin. You called it. But now that it's daylight savings time, is it going to be 2? I don't know.
Think that's quite how it works, but I will recommend, very similar to what we said to the last one, you can decide these things, and you can decide that you're going to put up something that's not saying they can never come in, but like they need to let you sleep. Sometimes that's something you can choose to do. But I often am up at around that time, and a lot of times it's something trying to say hello, not waking me up, but every now and then when I'm up, I'll just be like, oh, that's there, and especially if I'm at a particular friend of mine's house, who you are, where they happen to live on some ley lines. That's not creepy at all. It doesn't cause issues. Yay.
Yeah.
Creepy.
No.
Oh.
So Sienna, I would definitely say just be careful. Set some ground rules and let them know. Say, hey, I'm sleeping now. This may be the easiest time for you. It is not the easiest time for me. Let's set up some ground rules and leave a message. I'll get back to you in the morning.
I was going to say, leave a little message pad. You may leave a message after the beep. Oh, Blindy says he usually doesn't go to sleep until 3 a.m. Well, there go. You avoid getting woken up by things. I like it. Plan.
So that works.
Thank you, Sienna. Okay, here's mine. Let's see. So here's a question. You're hiking and come across Bigfoot tracks. Do you follow the way they are going or the way they came from? Russ.
Ooh.
Well, Russ, I can guarantee you me and Mark will have two completely different answers to that. So, Mark, what would your answer be?
Well, I immediately mark where they are and call the local Bigfoot team to say, hey, is there any
That is
reason
not the
sightings in this
question.
area? But then I tend to go where they went because I'd like to see where they go. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to go either back where I came from, or if I have no other option, I'm going to go from where they came from. I'm good not to be running after 9-foot creatures that may or may not be interested in me creeping up on them.
So you're going to walk right back to their nest where they are protecting their young.
Well, if it's a nest, or it might be where they landed their ship, or it might be where their portal is.
After that,
they're not there. So I think
we have a listener tales episode that hasn't aired yet. So it ties into this.
Well, no, it will air before this does.
I know, but not right now while we're doing the live.
Yeah,
so.
It's true. Well, needless to say, Russ, I think it just depends. But with any of these things, be prepared. We've had people on the podcast that even have written the book on how to be prepared. So if you're off doing this, be prepared, right?
Yeah. But if you stumble on them when you're not expecting, yeah, I agree. It's one of those, wow, this was, we were out looking to interview some people who had seen a gargoyle, a flying humanoid in the Mayaca swamp down in Florida. And while we were there, and I had a guide leading me out to the campground where these folks were, we stumbled on Bigfoot tracks, completely unexpected. And that was when we were like, oh God. So I called the local Bigfoot team down there and said, hey, we need you guys to get here. You know, we need some casts. I've got you the GPS coordinates. I'll tell you the path we came in on. Gave them as much details as I could, because who knows? You know, you never know what you're going to find when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Had no equipment for any of that.
Very true. Very true.
Some photos. That's all I got, you know, so of muddy footprints. So that's what was that? Shivani says, make sure Mark doesn't do anything else stupid. So there you go.
Okay. First of all, Shivani, that is completely impossible. I'm just going to let you know what I do instead of not trying to stop Mark from doing stuff that's stupid is I just outrun him. Because as long as one of us survives, Eerie Travels will continue.
Yeah, the story will be told. The story will be told.
Yeah.
Now, normally, gang, this is where we would break for commercial.
Actually, Mark, I think we need to do one more before we break.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So then I guess I will start this one then. So, and then we'll take our break. So, greetings, travelers.
Greetings.
I recently purchased an older home in southern western Virginia. It has been empty for several years. We think some of the strange ritual magic may have been done on the property. As we were cleaning it, we kept finding shaved or cut Irish Spring soap bars hidden in odd places. Usually they were in the backs of closets or under the sink. What rituals do you think may have been needed for this? Is this some form of protection from fairies? I am eager to learn more folk magic like you all talk about. Can you get a mountain witch on the show, Martha?
Oh, Martha, I have some good news and some bad news for you.
Yeah, we have definitely answered this before. So.
Yeah, we have. So Irish Spring soap, for whatever reason, is not a magic spell unless you don't like bugs like me. So if you take Irish Spring, even just a bar of Irish Spring soap, mice don't like it, bugs don't like it. So my guess is they had probably a problem with a type of bug or something like that, or mice in the house, and decided to put the Irish Spring everywhere to deflect from that. So that is what the Irish Spring is.
And it's kind of a non-pesticide way of taking care of things, because Carrie likes that too, because Carrie, you know, we raise the jumping spiders and the tarantulas, and it's also, you know, hey, it's a nice smell. So they smell human. They smell things that aren't what's in the wild, so they tend to stay clear of your house. Other varmints and other things will stay clear of your house too with that. So you'll get away raccoons and other things. So if you're having some issues, Irish Spring, the fresh scent, put it wherever you want.
So I would, though, because you have encountered this, look into having a pest control company come out and tell you what kind of critters are around, because obviously the previous tenants thought this was a good idea. So you may think this was a good idea too. And Blindly says it can help with the smell of mildew as well. And we will get Mountain Witch. As soon as we locate one that we love, we will get them on here.
And, we'll vet. We've had a couple reach out that we'll vet a little bit, and then we'll get them on the show, because we love our holler witches and mountain witches and stuff like that, and swamp witches. We love all the witches. So you're all welcome.
We do love all the witches. I really do. But now, Mark, you can introduce what will be at some point a commercial break.
You guys watching live don't have to deal with that, because we're going to get right back into it. But we'll see you on the other side. The sweltering heat of the Florida sun breaks as a chill runs down your spine. A dark shadow looms from a nearby tourist trap. You didn't expect to find this kind of shade in Florida. If only there was some sort of travel guide to steer you through the spookier locales. Well, you're in luck, reader. Join author Mark Muncy and Carrie Schultz as they lead you through the darkest locations in the Sunshine State in creepy Florida. Available from History Press and at fine bookstores everywhere.
Destiny Beard, the lyrical soprano who will haunt your dreams. With her alluring melodies and intricate harmonies, this dark siren of wistful song shall capture your soul and lead you into the night. Check out Destiny's new single, The Haunting Is Over, with international musicians Sam Haines and Gary Bennett, as well as her other musical works at destinybeard.com.
Okay, Here we go.
All right. So
okay, thank you,
back.
Martha, by the way, about
Martha, that was an awesome question. So thanks for doing that. And we are going on. So we are back, and let's do the next one. Erika, this one's all you.
Yes. I love you all for giving witchy advice. Well, thank you. I have a rough one. Of course you do, because it's the one I'm reading. Yes. Okay. Do you or anyone you know anything about curses that follow bloodlines and how to break them? Ooh, this is very practical magic. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm right, then it's a very powerful curse that I think has followed the descendant male for the last 3 generations, if not 4. Beverly.
Oh, wow.
Beverly. First of all, thank you for sharing your question with us, and we love witchy things as well.
Yes.
I would say, similar to advice we gave earlier, I am not an expert on curse breaking, but I think it would depend on where you live and the type of magic that tends to be in that area. That is what I would seek out. Because, for instance, if you're in Romania, that's a very different with the Roma. It's very different
the Romani
than a Native American.
Yeah,
magic.
Generational curse from the Romani. You're removing evil eye and all that, and that's all. That's the stuff quests are written about. That's the kind of stuff that you have to travel the world to find the 3 things that will remove it and stuff like that. But then also, if it's like you said, if it's native, there's other things. If it's just a family generational curse, look at what happened to the Hatfields and McCoys. Supposedly, they cursed each other's families for generations. So this is.
Yeah. So what I would recommend is, if you don't know, I'd reach out to one of our Serenity Jenny or something and see if they can spot what it is. You could probably go to your metaphysical shop and find a witch circle too, local, and have them try to see what they perceive as what this is. And I would not go in there and go, hi, I have a curse that's doing XYZ. I would go, hey, can you tell me, get a reading. That's what I would recommend. And then do some research. with those local witch circles, or look up circles in the area you think this may have originated from, and do some research, because again, we can only give advice more specifically if we know where the curse came from. So you might need to go on your first quest. I absolutely make sure you take a towel and some water and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and go on your first quest to discover where this might have come
Well, it
from.
sounds like you've done some research on it, because like you said, you've figured it out for about 3 generations, if not 4. That then, find out again, why, where, how. The more you find out, the more you know, right? Knowing is half the battle. And let's see what else you can discover. I'd love to hear the story.
Yes. And what you find out, please tell us.
Share.
Please update us when you guys have more information or resolution to things. We want to know, because we do genuinely care about you guys. And so when we hear something bad going on, we're like, well, what happened? Like, we're left on a cliffhanger with what happened to resolve it. And if there's anything we can do to help by putting you in contact with people who are more expert than we are in these things, please let us know. Yeah. Okay, Mark.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Up next. Oh, thanks again, Beverly, for that. Love it. So,
thank you.
Has anyone else sent you anything about feeling weird around the trees? Just looking at the trees today makes me feel like there's something that's trying to be said, but not sure what. Especially at this one house across from a convenience store close to me. I see it and pass it every day, but today it's just giving off this strange energy. I even told my husband, that house makes me feel weird. I don't know how to really explain what I'm saying. It's 100% feeling, and it's hard for me to put into words. I work mostly with energy and what's around me, so I get weird vibes a lot. But this is new. Like a mixture of all the sad and happy and a plasma lamp. I like that. Please don't think I'm being satirical or strange. This is the best I can do. I debated even sending this because I know it sounds not right. Appreciate your opinion, or if you have anyone else reach out. Anonymous.
Ooh, I have some thoughts.
All right. I want to hear your thoughts before I jump into mine.
Okay, so my thoughts are this. One, I love your perception. So, Anonymous, thank you for that. And there is literally nothing wrong with your perception. Second, druids used to, when they were traveling, they would knock on trees to wake up the spirits of the trees, to protect them on their journey. That's what knock on wood came from. It was waking up the spirits in the trees. Here is the thing that absolutely loves trees, is the fae. Nature, things like that, they do. So they tend to, I think, now this could be one or two things, but I think this could definitely be fae, and it might be protecting something. Who knows what deal it has with the current residents in that particular house, or the animals in that particular tree. Because when you say happy, sad, kind of electric, I feel a little bit like pranksters.
Yeah.
That's what I perceive a little bit. But I don't think there's anything wrong. It might have something protecting that area, and its fort, for lack of a better word, its base is in that tree. And so that's what you're perceiving because you're empathic enough to perceive it. Most other people probably just think, I don't want to go near that house. Which, guess what? Then it's doing its job.
Yeah, it's just keeping you from going that way. And like I said, it's across from a convenience store. It's an odd feeling. It's that do not go there. Don't please don't mess with me. I am 100% that I think this is a place you don't want to be messing with. This is a place that's saying go away. That's what you should be doing, is going away. If it seemed like it was in distress, it would have reached out for help. This is something else. This is something saying, hey, this is, like I said, makes you feel weird, makes you feel unusual. And for me, that 100% tells me, okay, I get it. You don't want me here. I'm moving on. So,
and you can acknowledge that. Literally, next time you pass it, you can go, I know you don't want me close. I'm going to walk on this side of the street. And maybe you won't get beamed. Beam, beam, beamed. when that happens, because I think sometimes, like if you think about Tinkerbell, not that that's what I believe all Fae look like. So if they are listening, I don't need to have that on my plate. But if you imagine something like that trying to be, no, I'm protecting this, it's going to be all vibey.
Vibey. I like that.
They're vibey. We're gonna make that a new thing. Okay.
That's a new Erika word. I like that one. Let's keep that.
Vibey. We're gonna be vibey. Okay. Breaking into song here. Okay. This next one, serious question.
Oh, right off the bat.
Oh, this is a serious question. Okay, here we go. If there are two people who have given you good reason to put them in a sour jar for the same reason, and the situation involves them both, is it better to put them in the same jar or separate jars? Are there any benefits or determinants to doing it one way or the other? Context, these two people work together in leadership positions and have treated their employees in a cruel and unethical fashion. Please note, I'm not looking for moral advice on whether or not baneful work is appropriate for this situation. Okay, not looking for advice on how to handle by mundane means, just looking for perspective on the magical methods and techniques. Thanks in advance. Love the show, Angela. Angela, we love you too.
Angela, wow.
You go first on this one, Mark, because I have my own version.
All right. Well, two people need to be in the sour jar for the same reason, and it's abusing their employees. I am not an advocate for, like you said, baneful or harmful negative stuff, because I am a big proponent of what you do to others comes back on you. So I would not recommend it. But that said, I do know, techniques and things that would work in this situation. Putting them in a same jar or in their own separate jars, if you put them in the same jar, you are risking them both being affected by the same thing. So it might affect one worse than it affects the other. One might not be as affected by it. If you really want to do them both the right way, you would do them in separate jars, because that would be the proper, you can put the intention to each one separately. Now, if it was the same triggering incident, that happens, but you would put them in separate jars. That would just be from what I've read up on the subject, not that I've ever done anything like that at all, ever.
I have absolutely done stuff like that. And yes, put them in separate jars. Part of the reason is because you introduce an element outside of your control if you put them in the same jar, because one of them could be stronger than the other, or they can collaborate and turn. And then you have a much bigger problem, because, it's sort of the problem when you put negative things all in the same space. Negativity a lot of time begets negativity. And so you will just be throwing proverbial vibey gasoline on the fire, and you don't want to do that.
It is a little bit of kind of asking for trouble either way. So, just be ready. I'm sure it sounds like you've done this before and are prepared for the, potential backlash and consequences. So good on you. You do you. I am for all, sometimes some people need a good spanking. So
yes.
A metaphysical spanking, if you will. So, yeah.
Well, sometimes it's either direction, Mark. Do not judge. We're not here to judge.
We're not here to judge.
We're here wise.
Yeah. We are not here to prescribe doctors, medicines. So
yes. Okay, Mark, this next
one on TV.
For you. I think we only have a few left. So if there's any travelers who are listening in now who want to send us a question, it would be great, because we'll have a little bit of time after the next couple. Mark, take it away.
All right. What creature or entity would whistle like a person in the middle of the night? Oh, we've heard this quite a bit. I was up in the middle of the night and heard a few notes of what sounded like a person whistling. It was so clear and distinct that I got up and shut and locked my bedroom door. The next night, I heard it during the middle of the night outside my second story window.
No.
I knew once that sank in, Erika was going to feel that one. I felt that one. A night ago, my mom heard it. She wasn't sure where it came from, though. It's not the same rhythm every time. What could this be besides a person? Lincoln. So
No, Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Move.
Oh man.
If this just started,
Yeah.
nah. No. So
Yeah.
I don't think this is a ghost. I don't think this
No.
is a spirit. I don't think that. It's, to me, it could be one of two things. There are some cryptids that are known for whistling, right? And a lot of them are not nice. The
Right.
hide behinds, things like that. Even Spearfinger is known to do stuff to get your attention.
Yeah.
So my guess is this is outside and it is trying to get you to open the door in the middle of the night.
And come out.
Yes,
you know,
and
and
come
play.
out or let it in. So no, my friend. No. I will put a little broom, a little cinnamon broom above your door, a little sweepy outy thing above any doors in your house. I would look at what maybe was happening when this started.
Right. I was about to say what triggered this, because generally this doesn't just happen. I mean, it can if you're walking in a new area, you go off a trail, you come to a new trail, it can trigger a thing. If you go, this is in your house, so it sounds like maybe maybe there's construction going on, maybe there's something nearby that's different. Maybe you've started a new job or tried a new, have a new schedule. Something that you're doing differently has broken a ritual in the area and triggered this.
A new person in your life that has emerged.
Yeah.
I would try to go back to right before this happened, because, or did you bring something into the house?
Yeah.
Did you bring something in to the house? Furniture, clothing, something, old book. Look for whatever it is you might have. And I don't care what it is. You may put it right back outside your house now, because it obviously does not belong to you.
There are so many whistling legends, legendary beasts, legendary things, and myths and legends. This is triggering something. So you've triggered something, and the response is the whistling. Now, there are, some of the rules of Appalachia is if you don't go whistle into the woods at night, because you may trigger a response. It's also why you don't call your name, or don't answer if something's calling your name unless you know it's someone looking for you. That sort of thing. This is why Dave Pilates is missing 411. This is the start of that.
Yes, and that's Lincoln. That is our advice, along with nope. And you can move. You can contact our realtor that sells haunted houses and stuff. And we're
gonna have to talk to a couple of our realtor friends and say, hey, do you want to be our Eerie Travels realtor of choice for selling possessed houses?
We're selling all the houses that Erika Nopes to. It'll be an Erika Nope approved house. That's how you'll know.
House and a Mark, I can't wait to move there. House.
Yeah, it'll be Mark, I can't wait to move there, and Erika going, there's no way I'm going inside. Thanks.
Yep. If you get both, then you're in Amityville.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Okay, thank you, Lincoln. And
Lincoln, what a question. Thank you.
Yeah,
so
update us on what happens there.
Yeah.
Where do you live? Because that's another thing, is if you are in the South, maybe put pennies outside, the 13 pennies.
Yeah, could be a Rougarou.
Try that and see if you could put the 13 pennies in two things. One, there's some things that will deter, and two, if it is a fae for some reason, it might take them and feel like it's been paid for everything. So,
and then I would recommend getting some railroad ties, some railroad items.
Yes, railroad
spikes. Put those out. So
yeah,
4 corners of your property.
Agreed. Okay.
All right.
Oh God, I don't want to deal with this. Here we go.
All right.
I love Mark's book reviews on Instagram. Are more coming? Lisa. Well, Lisa, I'm going to turn it over to the person who will talk about his books at nauseam. Mark.
No, this is from my bookshelves behind me here. I started, a few months ago, right when I got sick from MegaCon. We had the MegaCon crud, and I couldn't really do a lot It was causing seizure issues, and so I couldn't really think straight. Writing was impossible because I'd write a chapter and then the next day I'd forgotten I'd written it, and I'll come up with another idea for the story, and then I'd look at the paper and go, oh wait, I wrote a chapter yesterday. So I started these as kind of an epilepsy awareness thing, that I tend to pick up these books at thrift stores and bookstores and stuff, like used bookstores and all that, and I'll flip through them on my lunch for like an hour. I can blitz through 120 pages in an hour, especially these older, fun little paperbacks and stuff like that. And you're good research material. I tried to do, like, this one was the Authentic Shudder, was one that our local ghost in the house threw in front of Carrie's door. So I decided to read it the next day. But yeah, I kind of stopped that. I did it for a few days. And then I forgot where I was because I had a seizure and forgot which book I was on. So I promise I will get back to it. But it was actually a thing I was doing for epilepsy awareness. So I should get back to that. I apologize that I dropped that, Lisa. I will promise I will get back to that. That'll be part of my daily routine when I can. So
Yes,
it won't be every day, but I'll try to do 2 or 3 a week if I can. And that's on Insta, TikTok, and some of our other socials. And we're putting them on the Eerie Travels. But I start them with the Eerie, Florida, but I shifted them to the others.
Mark, the next one's you.
All right. Oh, hey, I like this one. Is there any way X could be a family member or friend? They seem to have inside information. Tom. Now, Tom, I got to say, when we first got the first few emails from X, I did think it was a very specific friend of mine that I had only shared a few things with. Even before the podcast had started, the first couple of X emails were things about things that we hadn't even discussed on the air yet. So yeah, that was what I thought too, but I found out it couldn't be that person. Then Erika and I had that incident at Mothman where we were having a private conversation, just the two of us. I think Carrie was there, but she didn't even hear it.
We were standing behind.
Yeah, we were in a completely different area, and you would have had to have been one of the 100 people walking by.
Not even that. You would have had to be so super close to us, because what we were saying, we were whispering because we saw a lot of people dressed as Men in Black. So we were making a joke, not because the people's costumes were bad or anything other than it was incredibly hot. And so I'm very proud of them.
Bad for them. Yeah. That was one of the comments. Yeah.
We were talking about how many Men in Black and how many did we think were possibly real that were there. Because, it's a side. There's no way anyone, even walking past, unless they had super hearing, would have heard us. And I don't think there was anybody around, because anybody walking past, we generally engaged with. So right. I don't think this is somebody we know. I don't think this is somebody who is playing by the same rules that the rest of us necessarily are. And because we've had other people in our lives that have had encounters, mainly Mark and stuff like that, where they've encountered people that know way more than they possibly could have known, even being a family member or friend. We think he is something else. And obviously it's not a Men in Black. We've already been schooled on that. But
oh yeah, no, he's interesting to say the least. We've gotten a bunch of emails with different theories about our friend X. So X, you are a silent member of the crew here. We look forward to your emails in that fun way that you kind of look forward to snow days. We know we're getting some fun things like that, but we're also going to be getting terrified because it could, break the roof. So
yeah.
But
and also because we've had the problems when he has been at things, and I say he has been at things where all of our technology malfunctions.
Yeah.
We had that at 2 different conventions, a total technology, and not only our technology, like at Dragon Con, it was their technology as well. They said, hey, we'll give you a version of the thing, and then reached out and told us that their recording was all bollocksed up of our thing. The only thing that got through was Tampa J and Chris the Girl had a little bit, but if I recall correctly, some of their stuff got messed up
Well, their
too.
stuff got messed up as well, and they couldn't get the whole thing. So
Yeah.
Blindy suggested something that they, may have a listening device, like a whisper wand or something like that. And yeah, that's something we look as a possibility. But again, whoever they are, it's a mystery, and I'm looking forward to hopefully one day discovering what it is. And hopefully it's just something silly. But even if it's not, I'm excited to see where it goes, because this is actually the first one we haven't gotten a question from X.
That just makes me even more nervous now. So like
Yeah.
I'd rather
We've been a little quiet of late.
But we haven't done a lot of UFO episodes, so maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, maybe, but we just recorded a bunch in a row, so
yeah,
I think we're due.
The next one, we have laid the groundwork. So thank you, Tom. And
thank you, Tom. And yeah, hopefully you follow along with us, and we'll find out. So
together.
Honestly, we're as confused as everybody. Some people thought, oh, that's you guys were doing this. I was even asked if it was something that we put in there, and no, this is something dropped in. Callie, I think, got the first email for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, and we don't know. And we've checked the email. It's just a generic, kind of bouncy Hotmail email.
And for the record, we would love to take credit for this brilliance. Unfortunately,
yeah,
not quite that brilliant in these regards. Me and Mark are more simple type people when it comes to things. It's what you see is what you get. There's not like, we're not behind the scenes doing some witchcraft and imagery. We're lucky we remember to put on pants most of the time. So
yeah,
that's kind of where we're at. Okay, last question from our list for today. Hopefully there might be a traveler question from our Patreons, or as Beau likes to call them, the no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it to her. Okay, so I'm sorry I missed Frogman Fest. Are you coming back to Mothman Festival, James? James, yes, as a matter of fact, we are coming back, and I think
we should be 100% confirmed, hopefully very soon. But the team behind the wonderful Mothman Festival has said, yeah, we'll be in our same spot, which will be right behind the right butt cheek of Mothman. You'll see the statue right next to the museum. We're on the little side road out. We'll be by the line to get into the museum that day, because it's usually a 2-hour wait to get into the museum during the event. It's a little crazy.
We're we're right behind the celebrity area, so
yeah,
there's two. Find us.
Yeah, there's 2 tents beside each side of the Mothman. Just go behind his right hand cheek and you'll find it.
Yeah, so, and we are also, like we said, we're going to be at the Georgia Bigfoot Festival. Then we're going to be at the Hodag Festival in May. We're excited about that.
We're going to be Palooza in April. So
no, Squonkapalooza is in August.
No, Encounter Quest is in April. That's in North Carolina. So
Encounter Quest, we're going to be there. We're going to be at Smoky Mountain Terror Fest in June.
Yep.
Small Town Monster Fest in June. Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference in July, and
Grafton Monsters got a new festival in June.
So Mark is going to dutifully this week update our events appearance list, and then Beau is going to put them up on all of the socials and the website, so you can come visit us in all these locations. We absolutely love seeing our travelers. Please come out and see us, and there'll be several events with all 3 of, I think most of the events going forward are all 3 of us, or at least me and Mark, and Beau is going to be making some special appearances at several of them, because she is amazing. And then you can come and see Carrie.
Like buying her books too.
Yes, Carrie, who's the amazing artist who makes us all look great out there. So we have many. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's August. It's off to the races. We've got towards the end of August is Tampa Bay Comic Con, Dragon Con in early September, and then Mothman, towards the middle of September, 3rd weekend in September always. So if you are looking for Mothman Festival, that's when you want to come. It's probably too late to get hotels immediately nearby, but the beauty of Mothman Festival is you can get a hotel in Charleston or South Ohio near Athens, and you're about 30 minutes away, and you get to drive past all the fun things to get there. So but if you're planning that trip, plan it soon. And then October, we're still booking. So we'll let y'all know what our October events are.
We are going to do spooky this October, though, as our intention is to go visit some haunted houses, some haunted attractions, some haunted people. You know, we got plenty of protection spells, and I can outrun Mark. So there's lots of good things coming up on that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, well, gang, I think that's bringing us to the end of our first live listener questions episode. So, goodness. Wow, that was fun. We did the whole gamut there. And thank you all so much for sending those in. I'm sorry it's been a little while since we did one of these, but we will do as many as you send them to us. Again, thank you, Patreon members, for being the first people to watch this live and see how unprofessional we are behind the scenes. That's
such a true story. I wish it wasn't, but it's a true story.
Yeah. And you get a little piece of everything. Now, Spookala in April, we will not be joining. I saw that was one of the questions that popped up there. We sadly won't be doing the April one. Have fun with who did it? Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
And a bunch of big names. We'd love to be there for that, but April, we were already at another event. I think that's Squonkapalooza.
It's not. It is
it's Encounter Quest. Quest.
This is why Mark needs to write things down in case. So you see what I mean? Like, we could never arrange this whole X thing. Look at Mark, can't even remember what's going on.
I can't remember what day it is. You know, I couldn't. I sent the wrong links to the Discord for our YouTube.
And then I followed suit. I was like, I'm going to just say what Mark's saying. We're super pretty most of the time.
This is why Beau is going to be taking charge of all this. This is why we pay Beau all the monies. So
yes, Beau makes us look amazing. In case it's Beau, it's Carrie. Me and Mark are just, we're just comic relief.
They're the talent. We just do words. So yeah. But again, if you want to be part of this live, then definitely join our Patreon, and you can go to eerietravels.com, click on the Patreon link, and it'll show you where to join in. And just a few bucks a month, you get some cool stuff, and you get to join in chats like this and be part of the show. So how cool is that, gang? I like that. As always, we want to thank our sponsors for keeping us afloat and letting us keep doing this, what we do. Please visit buy the books that are advertised, buy the things that are advertised. We've got some new sponsors in the works coming out soon. So excited to have them join us. And
Destiny, who has our amazing Mothman song, and we have so much exciting news coming from that front. So if you haven't gone to Destiny's page and downloaded the Mothman haunting romance song, please do that.
And visit some of our other music there as well. And with that, gang, we'll just say thanks for sharing, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. Here we are doing this, and it's all thanks to you all. So we can't ask for more. But with that, I'm going to say we have drawn back the veil at 3 a.m. If you wake up and there's a glass of water beside the bed and you hear a whistling, then just remember to pull the covers up and think happy thoughts. And then in the morning, you can always put someone in the sour jar. And we will see you on the other side.